Rashad, why you
Anyways,
didn't hit me up?
What's up, Rashad? Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
brother, I love you, brother.
What's up, Rashad? What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.
Welcome back to another edition of the streams and things of that sort. We already had a stream this morning. This is the PM version. Without further ado, this is the road to 10K subs. As always, let's get in. I'm not ready yet. And oh, this wrong one. And I pressed the share button. That's why I stopped. And it wasn't going. And I was like, what's happening? Let's get into it, man. First things first, MacKenzie Scott. MacKenzie Scott, as you guys know, the MacKenzie Scott Foundation, they donated a lot of $1 million to HBCUs this fall, but everything through the MacKenzie Scott Foundation is anonymous. They don't make the announcements. Only the recipients can make the announcements if they choose so. And when they make those announcements, that's when the MacKenzie Scott Foundation puts the donation total on its website and things of that sort. We've talked about Morgan State. I forgot the other HBCU that we talked about in this round of giving. But MacKenzie Scott, for those of you who don't know, is a philanthropist, the former wife of Jeff Bezos. And yeah, as a part of her divorce agreement, she has to give away at least half of her fortune each and every single year. She's chosen to go the philanthropy route specifically and with HBCUs and giving back to HBCUs. So this is her latest thing of doing it. It's an $80 million gift to Howard University, marking one of the school's largest donations in its 158-year history. Now, if you know me, if you truly know me, you know I have a connection to Howard, a true special connection to Howard. First of all, shouts out to my brother Phil Lewis for posting this story. Shout out to the Huffington Post. Shout out to all my people up in D.C. Speaking of my people in D.C., this person used to live in D.C. because they used to go to Howard. And how do I know this person? Well, because they are my little sister. Everybody, I'm bringing up my little sister, Jada Milligan. Jada! Hey! How you feeling, man? How you feeling, buddy?
I'm feeling good.
That's
blessed and highly favored.
I was moving so much, my banner came down. I told him if I get the 10K subs, I'll get some tape from Walmart and I'll just tape it to the wall. But we got to do, things right now. So, we're all independent funded right now and things of that sort. So any sponsors, any tape sponsors want to. But yeah, man, it's good seeing you again. I haven't seen my sister in a couple weeks. So it's good seeing you and bringing you on here. I guess just first things first, before I even read the story, just how do you feel about this gift, $80 million to Howard University, your alum?
I do think it's amazing. Of course, any money towards the school and its infrastructure and the students' experience as a whole, it's welcomed. When I went to Howard, like one of the female dorms was completely under construction. We were moving in. There were like 3 in a double. So anything that goes towards students not having to make things shake themselves, I'm all for.
And, just even kind of going alongside of that, what do you think about MacKenzie Scott? Just even the brief kind of overview I gave of her being Jeff Bezos' ex-wife, kind of one of the richest people on earth. And like she got her fair chunk in the divorce, but he was like, no, you're going to have to give up some of this money every year. And she decided to take it to HBCUs. What do you think is kind of like the importance of giving back, first of all, for the haves to give back? And, just what does it mean for HBCUs, like Black students around America, to kind of bridge the gap of the inequality and everything like that?
I actually think this is really amazing. This is my first time hearing of MacKenzie. And so the stipulation of having to give away like half of your wealth each year I actually think that's really interesting and something to consider maybe in the future. But I think it's amazing because even Howard has a motto of truth and service. So being able to provide and give back to those who need that assistance in any regards, way, shape, or form, but also understanding that, especially now with like government shutdown and so many things on the horizon potentially, thing, things are needed to be put in place. And sometimes you can't rely on the government or like your usual donators. You always need those extra resources. So yeah, I think this is really amazing, and I really appreciate that she's giving to HBCUs because sometimes that is kind of like not an underserved market, but oftentimes I know something that we address as graduates of HBCUs is that sometimes alumni don't go back or they don't go back as often. And so I do think it's important for alumni and those outside of that graduate circle to be able to see that this is a need in this space.
No, no, 100%, 100%. And now I guess we can get into the story and things of that sort. So, MacKenzie Scott or MacKenzie Scott gives $80 million to Howard University. Another thing I want to say about this is I believe her donation to Morgan State was like $50 million, and that was the largest in school history. And the other one, the other school, I don't know if it was Miles College or I have to see. It's probably in the story this round around. It was like 30 million, and that was like the largest single donation in that school's history. It's so one thing is kind of like the petty thing of like, wow, Howard, one of the largest, 80 million. It's like, so someone's donated more than that, because you guys are like the Mecca and everything like that, one of the larger HBCUs. But I think this also like it shines an important light on making sure you give to all the HBCUs and all the HBCUs get love and support and public, because it's easy, even within how kind of marginalized HBCUs are to give the attention to Spell House, to give the attention to North Carolina A&T, Howard University. But like, what about a Miles College? What about even at Alabama State? But Alabama State, Jackson State. Jackson State is kind of up there as well in terms of like the most known HBCUs because of their history and everything like that. And then in recent years with Coach Prime over there and stuff. Alcorn State, Prairie View, Texas Southern, but with some of the smaller HBCUs as well that don't have Division I football teams and everything like that. I think it's always important to do that, but it's always good to still not in the same way avoid the larger HBCUs and the big name HBCUs, because even those, as my sister just said, need help as well. So I mean, I don't know. It's all over the place, lots of things. This is written by go ahead, Jay.
Oh, I said most definitely. I was agreeing with you.
Yes. This is written by Sydney Lake, the associate editor from The Fortune. Shouts out to The Fortune. And here we go. Billionaire philanthropist MacKenzie Scott has been on a roll in the past few weeks. She's made several multi-million-dollar donations to DEI and disaster relief causes. And on Sunday, Howard University announced that Scott, who is worth an estimated $36.6 billion, 35.6 billion schmackaroos, had donated $80 million to the historically Black school. As is Scott style, the gift is unrestricted, meaning the university can use the resources as it chooses. Of the $80 million, $63 million will go to Howard University. $17 million will go to the school's College of Medicine. This marks the one of the largest single donations in Howard's 158-year history. Quote unquote, this historic investment will not only help maintain our current momentum, but will help support essential student aid, advance infrastructure improvements, and build a reserve fund to further sustain operational continuity, student success, academic excellence, and research innovation. Wayne A.I. Frederick, Howard interim president and president emeritus, said in a statement, Howard University says the gift comes at a quote unquote opportune time, as the federal government shutdown has delayed annual federal appropriations that the school receives to support student success, academic programming, research, and university and Howard University hospital operations. Owing to the shutdown that started on October 1st, new grant awards from the Department of Education have been halted. Nearly 95% of non-student aid staff were furloughed, leaving only essential staff to keep working. Wow. Key programs like the HBCU Capital Financing Program, which offers renovation and construction loan subsidies, are now left in limbo. It's particularly unfortunate timing considering the Education Department announced in September that a $495 million increase for HBCUs and tribally controlled colleges and universities, TCCUs, for the fiscal year 2025. At the same time, however, education experts say this action is hard to reconcile with the Trump administration's desire to dissolve DOE, the Department of Education. If the Trump administration, quote unquote, actually cared about HBCUs and tribal colleges, then you would not see such a big attack on other sectors of higher education. Mike Ho Nguyen, an associate professor of education at UCLA, recently told the American Prospect, McKenzie's DEI dedication, Scott's gift to Howard builds upon the other DEI-focused donations. She donated $42 million to 10,000 Degrees, a Bay Area nonprofit focused on expanding college access for low-income and largely non-white students, alongside her eight-figure commitments to Native student scholars and HBCU endowments through the United Negro College Fund, the UNCF. In September, she made a $70 million UNCF donation as a part of a campaign to bolster pool endowments across 37 HBCUs, a strategy designed to increase revenue streams and narrow historical wealth and funding gaps. In October, the African American Cultural Heritage Action Fund announced a $40 million gift from Scott, twice the size from her previous donation to the organization in 2021, representing 20% of the fundraising so far. Scott emphasizes, though, that while the dollar amounts are high, they don't fully represent their level of impact. When my next cycle of gifts is posted to my database online, the dollar will likely be reported in the news, she wrote in an October 15th essay on our organization's Yield Given site, quote unquote, but any dollar amount is vanishingly tiny fraction of the personal expressions of care being shared into the world this year, quote unquote. The potential of a peaceful, non-transactional contribution has long been underestimated, often on the basis that it's not financially self-sustaining or that some of its benefits are too hard to track, she continued, quote unquote. But what if these imagined liabilities are actually assets? Wow. I want to see this essay.
Like that.
Yeah. We're the ones that we've been waiting for. And this is the essay. Let me see how long it is. Oh, wow. She did like a poem. Oh, no. She's quoting a poem. You have been telling people that this is the 11th hour. Now you must go back and tell people that this is the hour. There are things to be considered. Where are you living? What are you doing? What are your relationships? Are you in the right relation? Where's your water? Know your garden. It is time for your truth. Create your community. Be good to one another. And do not look outside yourself for the leader. You know, I gave to someone's like a friend's thing that they were doing, a fundraiser. And I did it anonymously. And they like hit me up today and they were like, hey, what's your address? I want to send you a thank you note for donating. I said, I thought I did that like anonymously. And they said, oh, I had a good feeling it was you. And I was like, boy, your people know you, boy. I tell you that, like, people know you. They know you, man. You know what I'm saying? This is very impressive. You know, I'll let you get to it in a second, Jay, because I know you wanted to say something about this too. But this is extremely impressive because a lot of billionaires and rich like men's wives, they're just kind of like just rich men's wives. You know, like they like might be pretty arm candy or something like that, and they don't have much more to offer to said billionaire or millionaire or successful businessman. So to see her like think this intelligently, the fact that we skipped through the essay, you know, this part of the essay was in the bottom of the story and it was impressive. And you said you liked it. And then we scanned through the full essay and it had a little poem part that asked like such deep questions. Where's your water? Where's your garden? How are you, tending to the garden and things of that sort? I guess, just this is your introduction to MacKenzie Scott. What is your initial kind of reaction to just her as a person?
My initial reaction is that she is a very thoughtful and intentional person. Just based on what we've read about her, she very much so like has a plan for her money. Basically, she has either done the research, she has either lived in an experience, has a friend, lived it herself, in whatever regard or shape or form that has influenced her to be able to say, hey, this is a need and this is how I'm going to help. And also just seeing like giving to different funds and organizations that help spread the money. So of course, yes, she's given to Howard and Morgan, but also at the same time, she's given to other schools. And just like, as they said, it's not stated just because they haven't reported it. And so even to that regard, not being like, oh, I'm giving to. She's very much so, I feel like, a humble person, and just willing to try to make an impact. And I feel like she probably also educates people in the process of whatever like her platform is, of how and why and what others can do to help, even if they can't give $80 million. But she probably provides resources on, you can do this, etc. That's definitely what I am getting. I hope I'm right, but
No, 100%. I think it's extremely like impressive. I'm about to stop the share screen, so it's gonna be us kind of like large in a second. I just wanted to let you know, give you a heads up.
okay.
I think it's very like impressive, like in a time of where we live in an era where everybody's just so bloodthirsty. Well, I wouldn't even say people are bloodthirsty. I think the way that kind of modern society is, like in this generation, is set up for you to be bloodthirsty, kind of bloodhounds, like yo, me, everything like that.
Mhm.
Like I saw something with a manager of well, I'll just say it. I'll just say it. I saw Angel Reese's manager today, right, on social media, and her manager's white, but it's like her profile picture was like her family, her husband and her child. Her husband is a black man,
Mhm.
and then like the header is her child. And I felt like a part of me, like when I saw that, my friend, shout out Chris, he when I kind of like shared my reaction to it, he was like, I feel like a bit of this is you projecting. But like I felt like when I saw it, I was like, it kind of came across as she wanted to prove to people, who saw like, why Angel Reese got a white girl as her manager. Like she wanted to prove to people like I'm one of the kind of quote unquote good ones. Like she went out of
Mm.
her way to show that. And I feel like the way that social media and everything is set up now, it's like, a lot of people can kind of be trained to like prove something to somebody. Like I remember even just doing this on a daily basis, the streams and stuff. Sometimes when I'm reading, I might, stutter or something, or like I might be on stream for an hour and a half after a whole day of work. And like it might just not be the most smooth on air reading. And people in the comments, oh, read them, read them. And like, you will want to naturally come back and just like prove your intelligence that you can read
Mm.
and this and that and everything. And I'm gonna show them and I can read. Like I graduated college, you like that. That's like your natural instinct to want to prove to them. And it's because I think that's just how this thing is designed for us to do that. So I feel MacKenzie to have that type of, like you said, humbleness and kind of approach to life and everything like that, especially in a time like now that is so internet and digital centric, that is like awards people for centering and prioritizing themselves. I think is very admirable. And like you said, the headline here is MacKenzie Scott donates $80 million to Howard after she donated 30 million or 40 million to Morgan State.
Mm.
But the deeper and overall picture here is, look at this humble billionaire at a time where billionaires are not associated with good people, and at a time where people in general aren't encouraged to not center themselves.
Yeah. I I want to ask about the Instagram with the manager. So I feel like her putting her family up there shows what is her center, you know? So I think that's an interesting perspective of like, oh, you see her as like proving herself. But I think it might be an influence of the people who are like, why does Angel Reese have a white manager? And so it's like,
that's exactly what I'm saying.
yeah, no, but I'm saying, but that I think that's influenced your perspective to be like, oh, that's the only reason she puts it up there. But she could really just love her family. Sometimes people are like, I want to make sure people know in general that I'm family forward, like I'm family first and I care about my family.
I also feel like I'm jaded from being in the industry. like it's like people who work certain positions, they are so conscientious about branding and every single, like, why did you post this like this? Because to me, in my head, this is how, like, I want to believe that it's just an innocent thing of I love my family so much. I want to believe it's just that. But I do think it's something beyond the surface, because it's like, here's what I would see as like I love my family, I'm showing off my family. You just posting a post of your family. Happy holidays from my family to yours. Happy Father's Day to my husband. Happy National Son's Day to my son. That is you just posting your family. I love my family, this and that. Or we had a great Sunday at the fair. We did a movie night at the house. That looks like family posts. When you make your family picture, your profile picture, I think that is a deliberate choice to show people when they look and they see, oh, that's Angel Reese manager. She white. They click on the page. No, I want you to see first thing. I don't even want you to look through my top picture, my pin post. I want you to see on my profile picture, I got a black husband and a black son. That's how I feel seen. I mean, but that, like I said, I'm jaded. Just I see and I know how people in the industry move generally. That's me generalizing it and inferring it based off of past experiences. My mind might just be
there's definitely merit to what you just said. So yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just feel like social media has kind of like changed a lot of people's minds who spend a lot of time on social media. I spend a lot of time on social media to stream, to do YouTube, to do all of this stuff, and to do my day job and stuff like that, just in regular media. So I definitely have found myself, and I'll probably still do a whole lot of other things that I'm just like not even conscious of, simply because I'm on social media.
Yeah. I agree with that sentiment. Because it's just habitual at that point.
Exactly. You see, so the fact that she can be this type of person, especially because it's like beyond just like being a billionaire and have been married to Jeff Bezos and everything like that. You have to think of it like they had a divorce and she got half of the money. When you hear that a woman divorces a billionaire or a highly successful man and she goes for half of the money, the usual things that come to mind when you don't know the people are, oh, this lady is, just using the man. She took advantage of the situation. She's trying to dry him for whatever he has, and saying, like, it's, what I'm saying? It's kind of like she's selfish. So for her to do this, I feel like is an extreme way to show like, I'm in no way selfish. And I'm not just throwing my name on some donations. She's giving us this. And she's doing the donations she's doing the donations with even out answering them. You have to go to her website to find out and everything like that just to find out about them. I think that says a lot about her character.
No, definitely.
All right, Jay. I wanted